So after I take out that unit there, and I remove the arm weapons from these guys, and this guy, his little upgrade that subtracts the charging attacks from enemies that charge within 6 inches, pretty much only affects his unit. I was hoping that I could position him in such a way that it would cover the infantry also, but in practicality it doesn't work that way. So I'm going to get rid of that 10-point upgrade, get rid of the arms on these guys, which are 25-point upgrades, so reduce the cost of this unit by 60 points. This is a 125-point unit. Get rid of that guy. And what I was going to do is I was going to throw in, that's 185 right there. I was going to take 2 more arc rifles, which are 15 points apiece. So that gives me 155 left. Oh, this guy. He also had a refractor field, which I forgot about in this video and during the course of the tournament. So, refractor field and that guy is also gone, because I didn't use it. So why keep it? Gives me another 5 points. And what I'm going to do after I take out the upgrades there and that unit is I'm going to add in a 5-man unit of Rust Stalkers and see how that works. Because again, they suffered in close combat a lot. I really feel like they need to have either a counter charge unit, which Skitarii actually has some good close combat units. I haven't ran any of them yet, but I'm going to start. And yeah, they just need to avoid it unless they're fighting like a significantly weaker foe, or like I charged guardsmen at one point, and that seemed relatively effective because they were toughness 2 with my vanguard. So I was able to actually get hits on them and whatnot. What else do I want to talk about in these guys? Deployment. This whole army gets scout. If you use the detachment, it gets scout. They ruled that I got scout during the tournament here, because they don't get transport vehicles. They're a foot-based army. So deployment is really important for these guys. There's kind of 2 ways that I've decided that you can deploy with these guys. The first one is you're kind of deploying defensively, and you're waiting for the enemy to come to you. Because you know your range. You got 18 on these guys, so unless you're super aggressive about getting right up there to the 12-inch deployment line, you're not going to be shooting a lot on the first turn, except with the 36-inch range stuff. But these guys, what I feel is the bread and butter, the vanguard, they need to be really close, which is odd to me because they are a firepower army that wants to be at close range, and they don't have super high durability on the basic troops. So you're like trying to fight as a Space Marine with shooting, but you don't have the durability of a Space Marine. It's an interesting army. Being a foot slogging army, though, you also can't get anywhere very fast. So you really rely on deployment and your scout moves to get you where you need to be, or to counter the enemy's deployment. Like if you're fighting a drop pod army, just leave some juicy open spaces in your deployment and kind of hang out in terrain, let the drop pods come, eviscerate them with shooting, because it's easy to do with this army, and then move up the field to your objectives. That's the defensive side of deployment. That's if you know the enemy is coming towards you, you kind of hold back for the first turn, and then you move up, get in range, and just start tearing things up. The other way is, of course, to be super aggressive, deploy all the way as far up as you possibly can, make those scout moves, get even closer the first turn, and then, again, just open up with firepower. The issue with that is if they have assault units, you're playing into their hands by getting closer to them, and they do not do well in assault. Again, they do not do well in assault. That's pretty much all I've got on these. If you have any questions, post them below, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. I'm going to follow up here with my list changes, and I'll let you know how it runs without those guys in the corner, and with Rust Stalkers instead. Hope this has been informational, giving people an idea of the Skitarii and their capabilities. Thanks much.